Evening, gents. This is your commissioner, Lindy Smith, with your first round of the playoffs recap. First round of the playoffs hosted a bunch of nonsense and some not so nonsense. So let's break down the scores as they happened. In our first game, we have the Whipcrackers going at the Darkside Destroyers. Early line had the Whipcrackers by 20, and they covered with a vengeance. Darkside Destroyers with a strong game. Got 35 from Tom Brady, 19 from Toby Gerhart, 17 from Jordy Nelson, 25 from the Bears defense. Let's see, nothing much on the bench, so that's pretty much the best output they could have given. However, the Whipcrackers, 30 from Drew Brees, 25 from Ryan Matthews, 19 from Roy Halou, 33 from Fitzgerald, 21 from Wes Welker, 17 from Brandon Pettigrew, 21 from the Ravens, and 15 from Mike Nugent. He puts in Felix Jones or Steve Smith for Santonio Holmes, and this is a worse beating than it already was. There is no coming back against that kind of output. So the Whipcrackers move on next week, and the Destroyers going home. Speaking of going home, let's check our next matchup. The Doug Fallis Nation versus DC's Evil Empire. I would apologize to the bad guy. I'm not going to, but I may have chosen the wrong nemesis for this season. My nemesis for this season seems to be the Seattle Seahawks, who way back in week 5 eliminated me from the survivor pool by putting up their highest output of 41 against the Giants, and now return here in week 14 to vanquish the St. Louis Rams with 35 points. I got to be honest, I went into Monday night's game very, very hopeful. I was like, 22 points. They might be able to do it, but if the Rams put up some points, we'll be okay. They blocked that first kick and ran it back for a touchdown. I went to sleep because I knew it was over at that point. I got 23 from Cam Newton. I got 27 from Brandon Jacobs, who was a pickup from that morning. Thank goodness I picked him up because it would have been a lot worse than it was. 30 from the 49ers, which I thought was good enough. And I got 12 from Debo. Greg Jennings decides he's going to get hurt right before he goes into the end zone. Deion Branch decides he doesn't want to have any catches on the day. Arian Foster decides he doesn't want any touchdowns for the day. Kellen Winslow, 5 points. Who cares about Kellen Winslow? I almost had Ben Tate in there until I picked up Brandon Jacobs, so I would have gotten another 10 points there. Phillip Rivers gets me another 2. And who knows that Darius Hayward-Bay would be the difference between winning and losing. Darius Hayward-Bay over Deion Branch. I win this thing. I didn't see it coming, obviously. He got 8 points from Carson Palmer. He got 4 points from Willis McGahee. I saw that. I was happy. Michael Bush, 17. Marcus Colston, 34. Victor Cruz only put up 13. I was like, I got this. In the bag. Jermichael Finley, nothing. Seahawks defense. 35 points. So the Seattle Seahawks hate me. Knocked me out of Survivor, and now they've knocked me out of the playoffs. Good game, Low. Please go on and do good things. I'm not the one we need to be worried about. Let's see. He left Steven Jackson on the bench. That would have been another 17 points. LeGarrette Blount still hasn't used them, so that was a good pickup, I guess. Left 81 points on his bench, but he got the victory. Moves on to next week. Let's talk about the Toilet Bowl. We had the Cap Guns visiting the Back by Popular Demand squad. Back by Popular Demand squad put up a whopping 226 points. Cap Guns got a strong effort from Tony Romo, 42 points. Deshaun Jackson showed up with 15. Mario Manningham with another 15. The Packers with 29. Let's see. The Jets got him another point. Aaron Hernandez gets him another 9 points, but honestly, he lost by 102 points, so it doesn't matter who you put in. You could have put in your entire bench, and probably my bench and somebody else's bench, and you would have got destroyed. Matty Ryan, 42. LaShawn McCoy, 21. Marshawn Lynch, 24. Hakeem Nicks, 29. Laurent Robinson, 28. Gronkowski, 39. Broncos with 20. Frank Gore had 13, and Dan Bailey brought up the rear with 10, and that's because he had a kick blocked. He left the Lions defense on his bench. That was another 44 points, which would have given him 24 more points. Antonio Brown's on the bench with 34 points, so if you put him in at the flex, that's another 21 points. Wow. I don't think we'll ever see another week like that again. But the Cap Guns move on to the consolation bracket, backed by popular demand, moves on in the toilet bowl. And finally, we had the Legends of On One squad against Team Alonzo. Legends of On One has won one game this season. Let's make it two. Team Alonzo got 22 from Roethlisberger. They got 21 from Roddy White. They got 12 from the Falcons. They play Des Bryant. They get another 15 points since Sidney Rice is on the IR. They play Cedric Benson. They get another 3 points for Michael Turner. And Mike Wallace, you get another point over AJ Green. So not too much he could have done, but another 10 points would have helped. Legends of On One got 43 from Mojo. Everybody else just kind of showed up. Greg Olsen 14, Redskins 14, Mason Crosby with 17. D'Angelo Williams over pretty much anybody but Mojo gets you some points. Torrey Smith gets you some points, and Pierre Thomas would get you some points. So if you put in an optimal lineup, it would have been a little worse than it was. So Legends of On One, although they only won one game, still have a shot next week to win some cash if they can beat the Packed by Popular Demand squad. So looking ahead to Week 15, Round 2 of your playoffs. We have the DC Evil Empire going at the Las Vegas Buckhead. Buckhead is the early dog by 4 points. Evil Empire by 4. I can't see it happening. I'm going with the Buckhead. And we got the D-Town Whipcrackers going at the bad guy. Early line has Cole by 7. I say he covers. Please cover Cole. Please cover Cole. Please cover Cole. Anybody asks, I asked you 3 times to cover. I still have 2 dogs in this fight. Whoever wins out of the Evil Empire and the Buckhead and the Whipcrackers. So we still have 2 more shots at this. Let's get it out of the way this week. Knock them off. And then we move on from there. Consolation bracket, Doug Fallis goes at the Dark Side Destroyers. You know I'm picking the Doug Fallis Nation, even though the early line has the Destroyers by 12. I don't care. In the consolation ladder, for the Toilet Bowl, the Latrine Queen, we have the Legends of On One squad going at the Backed by Popular Demand squad. Early line has Coop by 51. He's going to cover. So Coop, you still have some money coming back to you. Team Alonzo against Cap Guns, just going for the I'm not the worst team that didn't win bowl, I guess. I'll take the Cap Guns in that one. So we got the Cap Guns, backed by popular demand, Doug Fallis, the Whipcrackers, and the Buckhead. We'll see how we did on those calls. I'd say make good pickups, but there's nobody else out there. So if you don't have your team set by now, it's not going to get done. Looking forward to this week's games. Hopefully, we can knock off the bad guy, move forward with our lives, not have to worry about it anymore, but we still have 2 shots at it. Cole, it's on you this week. You have the assignment, you have the ball. Make it so. With that, I have nothing else to say, except it was a good run. Put up a better record than I did last year, so every year we're improving. I'll see you next week after Week 15, after Round 2, and we'll see where we stand. This is your Commissioner Lindy Smith, Tampa, Florida, out.